Hey guys, just real quick before we start, I just got done setting up the face tracking and the model, which I got for free from a website, which I'm gonna link in the description because, you know, credit the artist, especially if you get shit for free. We're gonna test everything by watching a Savantics video. Really love that channel. Does some, you know, commentary stuff about a lot of different things. Let's just jump into it, I guess.
What's up, fellow row cultists?
Oh, and by the way, I'm really bad at React content. Like, I don't watch it a lot. I'm never sure what to say. Again, this is basically just a tech test. So yeah, let's see how that goes.
Talk about toddlers and tiaras. It's a show that many may have forgotten about, or at least hope to forget about. I really wish
Okay, right off the bat, that seems like a dystopian nightmare.
Here we are. Lately,
Jesus Christ.
covering the Netflix cutie situation, and Twitter outrage has also pointed out that there's been a few shows that have been really weird with kids. One of these shows being
yeah, it seems like fucking pedo bait is like.
If you've never heard of this show,
isn't it?
It was a show that aired on TLC, you know, the Learning Channel, and it's about toddlers and kids competing in beauty pageants. And there are many moments in this show where I really sit back and think, why this show has a really weird portrayal of children. But as I sat there and watched this show,
do not want to see that.
It did have its disgusting moments, but there was an overall
no, please, don't show any more footage.
Garbage parenting. Mothers were trying to live through their kids and use their kids like items and put their kids in uncomfortable, angry situations. There's so
not to mention way too short outfits. What the fuck?
They are very tiny children in a room full of screaming adults.
Like, okay, I'm almost afraid to show it, but look at that girl in the background. Like, what the fuck is that outfit for a kid?
In a room full of screaming adults.
What?
And then there's also another whole problem with parents forcing body image and self-esteem issues onto their children.
I fucking can't. I can't.
Taught to rely on full faces of makeup at the age of 3, and that their best is not good enough. In this video, we're just gonna look at some clips that really sum up what this show was. Now, just to paint a picture, just to let you know what we're dealing with here, there's a lady coming up who decided she wanted to have
I mean, you can probably tell, but I'm horribly disgusted.
Beauty pageants. That's it. Her children are tools for her. There's also a lady who spent $250,000 on dresses for her twin babies to compete in pageants. They can't even walk yet. They're on the stage, they can't even walk, and she spent $250,000 on their dresses. It's bad.
Okay, this is hardly the most important thing, but that mother looked like a horse.
Ayo, that was bad. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to ever do that, but I'm trying. Now,
yeah, I wouldn't know how to do it either.
Look at some awful clips from the show. Mom waxes her 9-year-old daughter's eyebrows. That title pretty much says it all. Yeah, it's not a clickbait title. This is what goes on. This and so much more.
At least it's just the eyebrows.
In this video, the mom keeps insulting her daughter's appearance and suggests that her daughter needs to go through a lot of changes to be be attractive.
If it would come down to facial beauty
alone, yes, body image issues in toddlers.
A lot of judges are looking for. She does.
That's exactly what we need.
With the dirty blonde hair.
Girls to get anorectic by age 12.
Or a blonde hair, blue-eyed child.
Right off the bat, she's already comparing her kid's beauty to other kids and decides that her daughter doesn't stand out. When you look at this, it's really weird that she's already getting her eyebrows waxed at the age of 9. The daughter seems to
no kidding.
hate it, or at the very least is in pain and does not enjoy it. But the mom woke up and she chose
I mean, let's be real, like plucking eyebrows and shit is always painful as hell.
On the count of 4.
Can't imagine fucking waxing them.
A little bit of pain to win a little bit of better title. She'll take it all day long.
You, lady,
now,
are a psychopath.
Parents in this show seem to be giving their kids body image issues, and now we're about to roll the example. The mom calls her daughter's teeth jack-o'-lantern teeth.
Let me see your jack-o'-lantern teeth. Here we go.
Haha, you're my child, you're ugly.
Some are completely missing.
I like wearing my flippers, so I
Parenting.
jack-o'-lantern.
Like, do you ever think there should be like a driver's license, but for parents?
Now she relies on her flippers and says
I mean, that's probably one of those things that would unfairly impact minorities, so it's probably not a good idea. But come on, you know what I mean.
Basically to provide the illusion of a perfect set of teeth. This mom, in addition to waxing her daughter's eyebrows and making fun of her kids' teeth, also tans her daughter and insults the way she smiles.
We're gonna go outside and take some port shots of Chloe that we can use in the pageants. Hopefully I get some good competitive...
How is her accent more annoying than mine? Mine is horrible when I'm recorded because I, like, overdo it in an attempt to speak better. But she's American.
Photos. You gotta get rid of that smile because you look like the Joker right now.
She's trying so hard to change everything.
Anyone from North America or something, can you tell me where that accent is from? So I can never go there.
She looks perfectly fine. And even if she didn't look fine, it's not okay for the mom to insult her like this over things she was born with and can't change. One of the comments that stood out to me was, mom's calling her daughter ugly, meanwhile she looking like Draco Malfoy let himself yeah, that mom
okay, that's a great one. That's...
She's a Karen. 100%.
I mean, yeah, she's also a Karen, but the Draco Malfoy comment was also funny.
Perception of her daughter that's really sad. This doesn't even scratch the surface of bad parenting seen in this show. It gets worse. It gets much worse. Next video is Mini Dolly Parton wows judges at the Hearts and Crowns pageant. And I don't really have any comments on any specific timestamps in this video.
Okay, not to slander anyone, but I bet at least one of those judges is a pedophile. Like, no shot. No shot there's not at least one pedophile in that jury.
But this was a disaster. These parents decided they wanted their daughter to be a little Dolly Parton at the pageant, and for some reason, they thought stuffing the daughter's bra and suit was necessary for this Dolly Parton look. Not just
rule of thumb, if you teach your toddler to twerk, you're doing parenting wrong.
The show also put lots of emphasis on this point too, and I really gotta say, I don't think it was necessary. Stuffing your kid's bra at a child beauty pageant, it's gross.
None of that
has I don't think
any real-world application, or should have any real-world application.
Adequately portray Dolly Parton, then you shouldn't have chosen Dolly Parton. Some people in the audience and show were upset by this, but for the most part, TLC showed people supporting this decision.
Judges, we all thought it was cute that Manny came in dressed as Dolly
I mean,
Parton.
is there an appropriate look? Like, I guess maybe an iCarly cosplay.
Stripper, but shake your butt a little bit. Title is a quote the mom said to her daughter in this video, so we're in for a wild ride. Here we have the mom being...
I am already in for a wild ride.
In the sense that she seems to really care about her kid's race because of aesthetic.
The difference between my son Braxton and my daughter Alaska is like night and day. Braxton, being from two racial backgrounds, made the most beautiful baby. He's not so cookie cutter as, so to say, the blonde hair, blue eyes, which Alaska has.
She's really out here.
Is that casual racism against her own kids? What?
Overanalyzing her kid's race, she's got the red string out, thumbtacks and pictures stuck on the bulletin boards. She's thinking,
it's just the Always Sunny in Philadelphia meme.
Do I want to select for my child so that she succeeds? It just doesn't sit well with me.
You're not a stripper,
it's one of those parents that would, like, make the children from test tube.
The daughter has more common sense. Why would you tell your daughter to do that? Why do people like this mom and Netflix think it's okay for tiny children to do this?
I mean, Netflix has a bit of a track record at this point.
It's not. It's like the one thing people can politically unite over, that kids should not do this. So while looking through these videos, I had a few problems, but this kid wearing a Sonic hat made me smile a little bit, so I needed to tell you about Sonic because I'm gonna show you something bad. This mom bleaches her kids' teeth regularly. To think that someone could make the mistake and try to do some sort of weird teeth bleaching once.
I mean, I guess it's if it's the first set of teeth, it's not like that important, but come on,
it's not just a one-off thing.
Don't do that.
She even bleaches them when her kids don't have a pageant going on.
I bleach my children's teeth at least once a week, whether we have a pageant coming up or not. Don't swallow it. Don't taste good if you swallow it.
And as sad as this is, one funny thing is that the mom has to do incredible Olympic...
Okay, I'm definitely not one to body shame, but just because it just struck me as weird. Any of you notice that none of those mothers seem to fulfill the beauty standards they try to impose on their children?
level mental gymnastics to justify this.
I'm gonna be wearing flippers, and I don't like the flippers, so let's at least get your teeth bleached. Flippers, I think, are kind of silly because you're literally altering what
There's
God gave
no
them.
logical
I need to
connection.
Get up in there. Alaska?
She says that flippers, you know, the fake teeth coverings, are silly because apparently they're altering what God gave you.
Oh, that
So,
kind of slippers. Okay,
let me get this
I
straight.
was trying to
Altering
connect shoes to
something
teeth,
you were
and
born with is
the only thing I
altering
came
what
up
God
with was
gave you.
kicking those
But
mothers'
whitening
teeth in.
your actual teeth,
I mean, what?
making changes to your actual teeth is not altering what God gave you. Her brain is overheating. It is about to detonate.
Man,
Get
like,
some
I'm not a
cooling
religious
fans
person, but don't
in
drag
that
God
thing.
into this.
It is about to explode.
She had a tan line on her back. I thought that it would show really bad through her formal wear. My daughter looks like a giraffe. There was some other...
I mean, you do too.
hair that I would have died to have had on Alaska's head.
Now she's saying her daughter looks like a giraffe, and how she wishes her daughter had some of the other kids'
I mean, did you
hair.
see her?
In
She had
this
neck
whole
for
time,
days.
She has reeked of favoritism for her son.
Your teeth are so yellow compared to his, though, baby. He's not so cookie cutter as, so to say, the blonde hair, blue eyes.
Look at the
though,
dad.
baby.
Look at this man. He is so broken. he's so over it. He's just holding his son like, oh, leave him alone, please.
He's not so cookie cutter as, so to say, the blonde hair, blue eyes, which Alaska has.
The kid even rolled his eyes.
Why? Why did you give people like this a platform? Why did you give this woman screen time where she just roasts her defenseless
The learning
daughter
channel, huh?
mercilessly?
Yeah, I'm learning a lot of
Seriously,
stuff.
though, I don't think the daughter deserves her mom speaking like this about her televised for all to see. Alright, ladies, gents, and gamers, here's one of the clips I promised earlier. I had children so that we could do pageants.
From all the bad reasons to have children,
That means whenever a mom
that must be in the
puts
top
something
10.
on, she mostly hurts you. Riley, why you don't like it?
Should we put them on Bob?
When I was pregnant and I found out I was having a boy, I was quite upset because I actually had the children so that we could do the pageants.
This is, why? She shouldn't have had kids. Pretty obvious. I mean, look at this title. Having a child for the purpose of putting them in beauty pageants. You shouldn't have kids if you're gonna be that selfish. These kids are no more than objects to this woman. And she was
I mean,
upset about
selfish,
having a boy
yeah,
because
but
she
I
thought
think
she
there's a
couldn't
lot of
force him
other
into
words you
beauty
could use for that,
pageants.
but
Like, these
I mean,
children
probably
were
none that
brought
would
into the
keep you
world
monetized.
For one specific purpose, like a product. And at this point, I just wonder what happens when they outgrow pageant age. Like, have they outlived their usefulness to her? Does she develop attachment to them beyond what her original purpose for them was? Next video coming up is sick, not in a fun way, a bad way, the bad kind of sick. It's
Yeah, the sick kind of
unforgettable
sick.
bodybuilder disco routine. And we have something astonishing 6 seconds into this video. They airbrushed this poor little girl beyond belief. This is awful. She's 4 years old. What is there to even get rid of? If you look at the edges, it's just, oh my god, everything. I don't even know who's
Yeah, that's a bad
responsible for it.
Photoshop job.
I don't think TLC did it. There's no context behind this photo. It appears for a second and then oop, it's gone. So, I don't know who to blame for this, but it is bad.
Here we go.
I appreciate the censorship. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Savantics.
I don't like judging people by any means.
Yeah,
but
thank you.
just see, like,
Thank you so much.
a lot of people, you know, just, man, they just barely fit in their clothes. I mean, I'm seeing.
What's
women
his name?
walk
Chad
around,
McDeddington?
You know, love handles sticking out their shirt, and I'm just thinking, man. And you know, they're staring at me, judging me, and it's like, what are you teaching your daughter when you're walking around huge like that and out of shape?
So this guy is saying he doesn't judge, and then he's pointing out all the fat on the women around him. And then the editors and camera
Yeah, that's
crews
pretty
are
much
just
the
zooming
same vibe
in
as I'm not
on
racist, but
everyone's fat rolls intensely. It feels a little invasive. These poor women, I feel for them. They're just minding their own business, right? Going about their day, and then the TLC cameraman is just intensely zooming in on every fat crevice. So the time comes for the daughter to do her routine with her dad, and this outfit, it's not the literal worst thing in the world, but I am gonna cover it up.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't feel it's appropriate, but it's kind of standard pageant stuff. But what's about
Yeah,
to
no,
happen here
please keep censoring,
sure
please.
isn't. So the dad is on the stage when the daughter is starting her routine, but then he comes back on in the middle of her routine wearing only boxers and starts dancing. TLC didn't censor it, but I'm going to. This man is only in his boxers in a room full of children. It's nasty. I do have faith in humanity though, since a lot of the comments are also agreeing that this is bad.
Thank you.
The reason the parents even thought this was a good idea is because the stepmom wanted to have her daughter win because the judges were too distracted with her husband. She basically wanted to use this awful choice to make the routine more memorable.
JD's gonna take his shirt off stage and then show up.
Yeah, I mean, there's different kinds of memorable, and I don't think this is the good kind.
Next video we have is Animal Pageant Takeover, and this next video, it's everything awful about beauty pageants, but now all of the bad pageant moms have access to animals, and they have to get the animals ready for the stage too. They put makeup on a pig. Why? PETA, stop playing Animal Crossing.
So, the pedobait wasn't enough, now we're into animal cruelty. Great.
And look,
It keeps getting worse.
Animal testing. Now, one team brought in a zebra, and another mom thought it was
That's a wild animal.
On weight limits for the animals. So, she threw a Karen fit.
The paperwork clearly says, can be any kind of pageant pet under 40 pounds in weight. Must be kept in a pet carrier until stage time. Keep it fair. Everybody sees a dog every day. Everybody sees frogs. Everybody sees cats.
How did she even get a zebra?
They obviously have advantage over everyone.
Like, would you know where to get a zebra? I wouldn't know where to get one. Zebra? You know what I mean.
Be any kind of pageant pet under 40 pounds in weight. Must be kept in a pet carrier.
Only if you're staying in the hotel.
No, no.
That's the rules.
It clearly says it on the paperwork.
You're reading.
Okay, I'm not gonna argue with you because you're an older person and I respect you.
And at the end of this fit, she decided it was time for her to trash
She really
talk
just
a
said,
child.
"You're an old ass bitch. I'm not gonna argue with you."
Zebra to help her. Let's just put it that way.
She decided to trash talk the kid. She's gonna need that zebra. It just looks like a comment I'd see on a T channel or some comment with the fairy emoji. No one here was having a good time. One family
Yeah, I'm not
brought
having
in
a good
goats,
time.
and there was goat waste all over the floor in the dressing room. No one wanted to pick it up. The owners of the goat refused to pick it up, and the video just cuts off there.
Oh my god!
There's like poop everywhere!
There was goat poop all over the hair and makeup room, and a lot of kids are running around barefoot. And there's like goat poop all over the floor. It's disgusting.
Yeah, someone should pick that up.
On the floor.
Probably is.
We'll get that cleaned up. That's really disgusting.
Knock yourself out.
It's yours.
Yeah, knock yourself out.
Clearly it's yours, you could tell.
Luckily, I was able to find the rest of this situation on another video they uploaded to the channel. By complete coincidence, it was titled something entirely different. Ultimate drama among the Tiara twins' parents. And the tension in the situation just rises here, and it gets much worse. So, let's take a look.
Bye. Bye, Felicia.
Oh, really? Last time I saw you were in charge of nothing, bitch.
You do not say that about people. What is wrong with you?
Just say whatever he wants to say.
You can just tell some of these adults here peaked in middle school and are trying to live through their kids. There are no regards or concerns to how their kids should feel and what situations they should.
I mean, that's
or
not a
should
peak.
be
That's
exposed to.
Mariana Trench.
The situation in this video, minus the goat poop, is actually pretty common on toddlers and tiaras. Just adults cursing each other out and trying to start fights in front of kids. It's really common. I also feel bad for them because they're in this situation and they're being televised. Like, there's no privacy here. And now, Goat Lady doesn't want to pick up her goat's poop after letting it run around because she's lazy, so she wants to make her daughter do it for her.
Honey, these little ass here would like to see a Cinderella story. So can you pick up so that these butt can feel better about their life? No.
That looks really uncomfortable.
Someone with
Just
common
using
sense?
that language around her kid.
Didn't expect that.
They'll be happy to pick up. We live on a farm, lady. don't start and there won't be any.
It's crazy how she's speaking for her kids, and if they live on a farm, why the hell isn't she comfortable with picking it up?
When I'm stressed out and on pageant day is probably not the best time to get snippy with me.
As if she's not the one who started this and greatly made the situation worse.
Yeah, I mean,
Just
fuck
picking
around
up
and find out,
things.
right?
It's not even that scary. They're just tiny little droppings like, insert name brand chocolate cereal. That's all it is. Now, next video is Toddlers and Tiaras, Twin Babies, Big Dollars. It's just not right. None of this is
Legit? That right there sounds like the title of a fucking pedophile movie. Like, tell me I'm wrong.
Twin Babies, Big Dollars. It's just not right. None of this is right. Yeah, this is the one where the lady spends multiple tuitions worth of money on her newborn's pageant dresses.
They were in pageants before they were born. Everybody spends what they can afford. So we can afford it, so we spend it. I would say we've spent well over $250,000. So you're talking $250,000.
She looks like a victim of a really bad plastic surgeon.
Over $250,000 on her baby's pageants. Babies. Imagine what else could have been done with that money. I feel like most of you watching this, I feel like we could all think of better ways to spend this. You could put it towards tuition, down payment on a house. Even if you're rich, there are better things to buy. Things you could even donate to. Why pageants?
I mean, at that point, give me the money.
Why pageants for your babies? They're going to instantly outgrow those things anyway. Do you see how fast babies grow? They're like those dollar store grow in water dinosaurs. Like, they're not gonna stay in those dresses for long.
70 dresses, and they run anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 a piece.
Oh my god.
Girls are older. If they choose to compete against each other, then they have to realize that there's going to be a winner, there's going to be a loser, and they're going to have to live with the outcome of that.
It sounds like she's already preparing her babies for that grow up and deal with it mindset, and they're fresh out of the womb, and she's only
Those kids
considered
will
the
need
possibility
heaps
them
of
wanting to
therapy.
compete against each other. What if they just don't want to compete at all?
Another thing she could save the money for.
These babies sound like you're killing them.
That's because you are. You are killing your babies. Not literally, but in spirit. In essence. On the inside, they are withering away.
Scarlett's just barely standing on her own. So, we'll see if the
Savantics is great.
accord as far as them not walking.
These kids are being professionally judged for how they look. They've been thrown into beauty competitions when they can't even walk yet. They don't even know what words are. They don't know where they are. They can't think for themselves or advocate for themselves, and they're being forced into a lifestyle that is judgmental. And you know, at some points too, this show also looks predatory. And then some kids here are also showing insecurity and body image issues. Overall, not a great show. That sums it up. A show you probably could have gone your whole life without seeing.
Yep.
You wouldn't have missed anything good. It's just garbage parenting.
I mean, Savantics, I appreciate your video, but I could have lived
scenarios
without
for
knowing
children.
any of
To
this.
the people who let this show air,
Let me
I must
say it how it
ask
is.
why. I mean, money is
At least
fine,
I
know that much, but
at least
it
it's
just
a
was
reactor.
not
I don't
the
have to share
greatest
this
thing
experience
I could
alone.
have ever seen. Also, this wasn't one little sad forgotten mistake in the legacy of the Learning Channel. It
Like,
aired
I had
from
to learn this, and now
2009
you
to
did too.
2016, with 9 seasons and inspired 3 spin-off shows on the channel. Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, Cheer Perfection, and Eden's World. I still don't understand why it's called the Learning Channel. I said it before and I'll say it again. It might be the hill I die on. Change your name, TLC. It doesn't make sense. On another note, I feel like the title of Toddlers and Tiaras is interesting. I might be reaching here, but bear with me. When I think of toddler, I think of tantrums, and yes, a lot of kids do throw tantrums or get upset in the show, but it's
Yeah,
not
shocker.
the same irrational sense most toddlers do. In fact, most people on this show that I've seen aren't even toddler age. Some of them are 10, so they're not throwing toddler tantrums. If my mom was bleaching my teeth or
Yeah, I mean, someone was
against my
probably
will at
just
their age,
looking at the
yeah, I
name
would
that could
pretty
be
upset too. I don't think
marketed
they're being
well.
that outlandish to throw
I mean, I'm not sure
tantrums.
to
Something about
whom.
the editing
I still
TLC's
think
done
it's
combined
pedophiles,
with the
but
title of the show makes me get this feeling that they're undermining the feelings of the kids. The whole existence of the show is just undermining the feelings of children. You know, I didn't really get too deep into this show. in
you
this
could
video.
go
I
one
just
step
wanted to draw
further and
attention
say
to this and
it's
bring awareness
kind
to
of
it.
undermining everything that is
Wow,
holy.
This was a thing. Pretty awful. I wouldn't mind revisiting this topic at some point in the
Oh,
future,
please
but we'll
don't.
cross that point if we get there. If you guys want to see it, let me know. But next
Yeah, no,
week,
I
we're gonna be
don't.
moving on to a different topic. So I'd love to thank you all for sticking around to the end of this video. Very epic. I'd also love to once again thank some of the lovely people who have drawn fan art.
Okay.
Again, guys, this is very nice, super cool stuff. If you guys want to check out my socials, the links will be in the description.
Well, thanks, Savantics. Yeah, as I said, I'm gonna link the video in the description. Gonna link the store page for the model I use to credit the artist. And yeah, I hope you like the setup. If you think I can do anything better with the model and such, please do tell me. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. And yeah, catch you when I start streaming, I guess. See you then.